Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our Monday Facebook Live. I'm Ashley Chance Fox, founder and creator of Balance Worthy. I'm not in my usual space this morning because we had this random rain shower, and so all of the furniture on my back deck is wet, and so I couldn't sit back there. So I had to pivot, if you're a Friends fan, pivot and head on inside and create this space in here. So I'm a little frazzled. But if you are here, please say hello. I love chatting with you guys. I'll thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Good morning, Tammy. Hello. I miss your face. Come get into one of our groups. And I see you all, or you're in groups all the time, but I miss seeing you. So hope you're doing well. So this morning we are going to talk about taking things 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 task, 1 thought at a time. And that is so hard to do because we live in a world where it's go, do, produce. And you've got 49 things on your calendar and you've got different hats you're wearing. And so it is tough. And I know it's tough. So I want to give you a couple of things strategically to do and then sort of emotionally to do. So let's start with I'll tell you what I do. Take it or leave it. Okay. So every Sunday night, before I go to bed, I try not to do work stuff, whether it's the business or my full-time job, to bed. It happens. So it just happens. But Sunday at some point, Sunday night, afternoon, I go through what my week looks like. Okay. What am I scheduled to do? Where do I have to go? Where do I have to be? My full-time job sometimes requires me to have things at night and on the weekends. So, and we cook a lot in our house. We don't take out very much. And so I sit with my husband and we sort of plan that. Okay. So like tonight I have an event and I have to be back on campus at 7:00. So, it's not really going to hinder our dinner time, but sometimes when I have to be back at 6, it makes it crunch time. So then, what are we going to do? Right. So I looked at my whole week. Sometimes I look at that week and I realize there's some things on that week that I could cancel or move because it's just going to be too hectic. Guys, that's okay. It is okay to change things. It is okay to move things. It's okay to say no. Okay. However, many times we can't change or rearrange or redo things, right? So then I say, okay, what are my priorities this week? What do I have to get done? And I am a note taker and a list maker. So I have get ready. I have a to-do list for my full-time job. I also have a to-do list for my business. Sometimes I have a to-do list. I'm trying to think, do I have something, a personal list? Probably sometimes, but not a lot. Okay, so I have a to-do list and I prioritize that to-do list. What has to get done? Is there something that I have to turn into like right now it's evaluation time, right? And so like, when do I have to turn in my evaluation? And well, it's got to be done by Tuesday. Great. Okay. So that's top priority, right? Obviously teaching my classes. So I have to plan for my classes and prep for that. So whatever the case may be, prioritize, right? And sometimes I even put it in like tiers, like must get done. It's at the top. The second is it needs to get done. It would be great if it got done, but if push comes to shove, I could move it to another time, right? And then the bottom, if there is a bottom, is it'd be great if it got done, but I could also put it off for another month, right? So it's on there. It's reminding me to do it, but it doesn't have to be done right this second. I have been working on the summer on the theory. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And it has served me pretty well. It has served me pretty well. So for example, we are already getting family invitations for holidays. And my husband and I have decided that some of them are going to have to be no for several reasons. And it's not that we really wanted to do that, but we needed to do that for our family. So we've said no, okay? And we are going to stand firm on that. So that's another thing. When you think about your to-do list and what you have to do, sometimes you have to make that hard decision. It's like a boundary, right? Good morning, Nancy. We have to think about what's priority to us, right? What's priority to our family. And we had to make that decision to say no to some family things. And I would venture to say that some people got their feelings hurt. I'm sorry, but we just have to say no. So that's the emotional piece, right? To taking things 1 minute, 1 hour, one task, one thought at a time. Sometimes our thoughts get in our way because it's our ego trying to protect us. And even though that is what the ego is for and that's what our brain is for, it's not thinking about what we need to do in our big picture and what we need to do in this world. Fear is a huge one that ego says, no, don't do that. If we didn't walk through the fear sometimes, then we would be stuck, okay? So when thoughts pop into your head that are stopping you from doing something that you know needs to be done, and that could be something as, mundane as laundry or the dishes, right? I had to do a huge batch of grading and I didn't want to do it. And last week was fall break. And so I put it off and put it off and put it off. And it literally only took me 2 hours. But I sat down yesterday and did it. Finally, we go back to work today. And so, I had to do that for my mental health. And even though I should have said, no brain, I'm doing it, even though it's just, I know it's fall break and you deserve this break. But I waited until the last minute. Okay. So we've got to sometimes when our brain is when we're talking to ourselves, sometimes we have to say, thank you for trying to protect me. I appreciate that. However, I have to do this, whatever this is. Okay. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes we have to plant our 2 feet. And every time I make a hard decision, like maybe saying no to family for Christmas, I literally picture myself in the Wonder Woman stance. You know what I'm talking about? You plant those feet on the ground and your fists are on your hips. And it's almost like an empowerment feeling when I'm wobbly on setting a boundary or saying no or whatever the case may be. So if you've got something in your that really revs you up, that really makes you feel empowered, maybe it's a song, maybe it's a mantra, maybe it's a picture of the Wonder Woman or someone else that empowers you. Think about that when something happens and you've got to make a decision and you're wobbly on it. Put that in your mind. Put that in your mind to help you get over that little hump. But breaking down tasks, breaking down thoughts, breaking down, and sometimes we've got to put one foot in front of the other, and sometimes it is so hard. It is. I have been there. I have been there where days I could not get out of bed. It was depression, and it was so hard to get out of bed. And it took therapy, it took medication, it took a supportive husband to help me get over that hump. But it was literally, let's take 1 minute, 1 hour, one thought, one task at a time. Because when you're in that space, it is so hard. Getting up to brush my teeth and to take a shower was hard. Okay. And it took a lot of work to get over that. Right. So I want you to, when you're in that space of not sure if you can move forward, mentally go to that song or that stance or that mantra that really empowers you and feel that energy and take that breath, take that moment, take that hour, tackle that task. Because I know you have it in you. I know you have it in you. I did pull 2 cards, and I thought it was, well, 2 popped out, I should say. And I think this was great. The first one was intention. And I think when you are battling, getting over that hump, you have to be very intentional to get over that hump. You really do. Whether that is, no matter what it is. And the other one was, and I love this, it's love. Love yourself enough and give yourself some grace and stand in your power to do what's best for you. Stand in that stance. Love yourself enough to say no. It's okay. All right? So get yourself into that empowerment. Good morning, Jessica. Get yourself into that empowerment to be able to tackle the one moment, the 1 hour, the one task at a time. You can do it. I know you can. All right, ladies, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Monday and a wonderful week. I will be back on Saturday. Do not forget, that is my self-care series. We are talking about all things journaling. This week, we're talking about tips and tricks to journaling. I sort of dipped my toe into that last Saturday, but we're going to go more in depth with that this Saturday. So 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope to see you there, and I hope you have a wonderful week. See you guys.